It was 1991, and the thing is that fiber optic was not very common at that time. However, I was already working for other companies, making electronic designs for them, as creating PCBs and creating devices which maybe have 5 knobs and the display. So I was already working for other companies doing that, and this was anyway always in this communication electronics. So basically I had some background about how to deal with electronics and transistors and even microcontrollers at that time. And so this basically was like always a hobby from me. There was like no digital consoles, there was no A to D converters, there was almost nothing. Actually, as a part of this, to display the technology and make it viable to everyone, there was the need to make AD converters and interfaces to consoles and everything. So basically, this is where the range of these black boxes which we produce start. So like these specialized switches for interfaces which are needed in our industry. Certainly Digico was the most prominent partner because they were putting it in every digital console, and they were one of the first digital consoles. So it means also that all the other digital consoles, they needed an optical interface sooner or later. Fundamentally, the concept is completely different. These IP-based protocols, they use an existing network and try to get audio on and off. Basically, they have a chipset doing this, and then it connects to a network entity like an Ethernet switch or so on. For Optocore, it's the other way around. So what we do is we produce the switch entity. So we are actually making we're a switch manufacturer, not the endpoint. So these IP-based protocols, they make endpoint cards, while we make a full-featured switch. So it means 2 things. The first thing is, in our system, you do not need an extra switch. So you can operate it without a switch. So which means also another point of failure which is not there, because these switches, this is really the biggest problem of these IT persons, they are out of control of the switches. The other thing is that you can completely have control over the entire network, so because you exactly know what everything's doing. There is a number of different things. So sometimes you have some very, very large events like the Olympic Games, and we do since 2004 every opening and closing ceremony. And certainly, I mean, these are one of the largest events in the world. So I think in an opening ceremony of Olympic Games, there's like 4 billion spectators or listeners all over the globe. So this is like quite a lot of people listening to your sound, not your sound, but your system. So this is certainly one of the largest events. So we are working currently in a group called Next Generation Protocols, NGP, on next generation form factors, NGFF. This is not from our other industry. This is basically also partly in the computer industry and in telecom industry, because we do not use Ethernet is like consumer version. So the Ethernet style is not professional enough for us. So we are using professional network standards from the telecom industries, from these big corporations. They don't use Ethernet either. So Ethernet is just used for small home networks, but as soon as you go to your telephone, it's already ADSL, and then it goes to things like SONET and to ATM, and there's a couple of standards there. And here actually we are getting our best ideas, and we are also working together with them in groups how to define the next protocols which are needed in 5 to 10 years.